Hey there, listeners. This is another episode of A Sex Talk on my podcast, Twisting It with Taffy. I'm Taffy, as I would imagine you could guess at this point. I have here two pretty solid friends of mine who I don't see as much as I feel like I should, but, you know, we know each other well enough to not hate each other, which is a nice thing. So I'm going to go ahead and have them introduce themselves and tell y'all a little bit about themselves.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I'm a senior, maybe about to be a super senior in the engineering department. And, fuck, life sucks.
I'm Katie. I'm in the art department, and I'm a junior, so life is going.
So as you can tell,
Sure.
we're a very cheerful group to start off with. But, so like I said, you know, this is a sex podcast where I want to talk about any and all things sex, and y'all have a little bit more of a different view than I have, or the last couple of people that I've have. So, like, I kind of want to go with that and whatnot. Generally, I like to start off the podcast with the question I like to ask the most is, what's the wildest thing you have ever done sexually?
Oh, don't make me.
He's like, I got nothing. And it's wildest in your opinion. It doesn't have to be necessarily wild, because, like, most people can't compete to me.
I guess mine would be, like, doing stuff, like, at my parents' house, because, like...
She lives, like, across the hall from her parents.
Oh, that's
yeah,
so
I live,
cute.
like... Yeah, I'm very innocent in this regard, yes.
I walked out.
I would... and then also there was, like, the times that we'd be, like, on my couch, and my brother would be, like, in the next room, and there's, like, no doors between us, but there's a kitchen between us, and that's it.
Fair.
So, probably that, I would say.
Back when I lived at my first house, I say first house because I lived there for 21 years of my life, my walls are really thin because it was like an older house, and my room is directly next to the living room, and it's a small living room. My room was maybe the size of this dorm, and, like, I had just finished getting it on. Like, it was rough and loud. I walk out to, like, escort her to her car. My dad's just sitting there reading a fucking newspaper, and then I take her out, walk back in, and my dad's like, nice. And I'm just like, God damn it.
Yeah,
okay.
Thankfully, my parents have never noticed, so... My God.
Fair.
Because I don't want to talk about it with them, because
I
they're
don't blame
very... Because like I said earlier, I have very Christian parents.
Your
And,
parents
like, my mom had me when she was 17. And so, like, all the time, my family, like, my mom's always like, boys only want one thing. Like, all the time. Like, every time I'd leave the house, and I was like, I'm going to hang out with my friends.
It's like,
and,
yes,
like,
but I also want it too.
I know, and I was like, Jesus.
See, the concerning thing is, though, like, the first time I ever went to your house was, like, also the first time we met in person. Well, as adults, I guess. And literally, your parents were like, oh, yeah, you can just stay here tonight. Sure. And I'm like... What does this say? Every person I've ever met, their parents like me a lot, and they trust me a lot, and I'm like, well, what does that mean about me?
I've definitely played the gay card to get to someone's, like, to stay the night at someone's house before. It was great. Like, their parents were, like, very much like yours, I'd guess. Yeah. But they were like, oh, he's gay, you won't do anything.
Well,
I'm like,
is,
psych. Hi, I'm here to fuck your daughter.
They know I'm not gay, because the reason I was there was, like, literally to see Katie. And so they knew that, but they were just like, yeah, that's fine. And
I know, I kind of...
Either they trust you a lot, or they don't feel threatened by me at all.
I think it's the latter.
Oh, absolutely, right? Look, her dad's, like, 6'2", 6'3"?
No, he's about 6 foot.
Okay, well, he's a very big dude, and he'll kick my ass. Okay, Katie, he does, like, a lot of manual labor for work. He'll kick my ass. I'm a nerdy little fucking 5'9" Asian dude. I'm not gonna win a fight. You know how I win my fights? I cheat. And it's not gonna work on someone your dad's size.
I'm reporting you're just student conduct.
Shit. People have tried that shit before. I've never done anything actually wrong.
But, so what about you? What's the wildest thing you've done?
I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, considering... all
of it's with her.
Only sex partner, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's impressive.
Dude, I've only had, like...
And they just high-fived.
I didn't want a high-five, but she did it. I couldn't leave her hanging. I'm not that
Don't
kind
fuck
of
me
person.
over like that.
Well then I guess the next part of it I generally like to do is to open it up and see if my guests have a question or two that they want to ask me, like, about my personal life, because I am, as you guys both know, a mystery to so many people and just an enigma.
Yeah.
And I am extremely open about, there's nothing I won't talk about as long as I know the people that I'm talking to are okay about talking about it. So, like, if there's anything y'all are interested in knowing, or even if, like, there's a topic that y'all wanted to, like, get into that interests you, we could do that too.
So, like, you do a lot of artistic stuff. You're a theater kid.
Yes.
You do photography, and then you're doing this podcast now. So, like, why is sex your favorite topic art wise? Like, why is that your muse?
I don't know. I've been a whore for a large portion of my life. So, cause like, they never really. Well, first of all, it all really started in college, because if you would have met me before college, like senior year of high school back, and it just gets progressively worse and weirder, and you were to compare that me to the second I hit freshman year, or even more sophomore year when I actually started being taffy and all that shit, these two people would never have met, never have gotten along, never have talked to each other. This one would have been terrified of this one. The high school one would have been terrified of the college one. And I just, like, it was very weird. But I've been, like, I started watching porn at the age of 8, started masturbating at the age of 12, I tried to lose my virginity starting at the age of 12, didn't lose it till I turned 17, and since then, like, it's just been game on. Like, it's my favorite fucking thing, because it's, like, for some reason, sex is like a drug to me, because, like, I don't do most drugs, and if I do them, it's not, like, it's, like, very few and far between. I don't drink, and if I do, it's very few and far between.
I did not know that.
I don't have the money for it, and I don't care enough. Like, people will
Same.
buy it for me, and I'll drink it, and that's about the only time I drink alcohol.
I can't drink anymore.
But that didn't stop me.
That's true. It didn't stop me either.
I started at 16.
I just can't. Me too.
I also drank a shit ton. We high-fived. I drank a shit ton in high school, and once that was over and I got to college, I was like, there's more shit to do as an adult. I don't really need to drink. But, so, like, I've just been a very sexual person, and I don't, and even with that, like, in terms of, like, yeah, I'm a sexual person, I want to sleep with a lot of people that I meet, but I'm also just a nudist in general. Like, I don't see why the human body needs to be, because, like, whenever it needs to be sexualized, because whenever I have like, interest in someone, it's not necessarily, like, it's hard to explain, because I'm not, like, sexualizing them, but I want to have sex with them, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're still a person, and I want to get to know that person and the, like, intricacies.
But you're very clear at your end goal.
But yeah, like, I'm not trying to not figure this out.
I appreciate that, though. You're very straightforward about it.
So, with it, my biggest thing with my photography, specifically, has been, at least at the start, it was very objectifying, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was like, oh, I can take pictures of naked chicks. That's cool. I was fucking 18 and whatever. But then, like, a year later, I got into it, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can still take naked pictures of women, but, like,
I can take high quality.
I can take high quality ones. I can make it art. It's not about objectifying them or sexualizing them. It's about appreciating the nude body in general. I can work with men, which is few and far between. I would like to work with them more, but I love working with them because they have a dangly bit that you can play with. It's great. And then also, you just don't see dudes in nude photography as much, and it's something I want to kind of get out there. I want to get my end goal of photography is to get the human population just more comfortable with the human body. I want to help create a better body image for people, like, of themselves. 2, I want to be able to do bomb-ass nudes for people. Like, everyone needs a good bomb-ass nude every once in a while.
Tasteful nudes.
Yes. There's nothing, like, well, because, like, there's this is another topic.
Behind why she's laughing.
Okay, then we're gonna get into this.
Okay.
Because that's a pretty good thing of mine, or to clear up that story, because there is a huge difference between what I consider a nude and what I consider a dick pic.
Okay.
And there is never a reason to send a dick pic. Yeah. Very few. Unless you're on, like, OnlyFans and doing dick ratings, then yeah, that's literally it. But if someone's like, hey, I want to send a nude, I don't want to see just your penis. I don't want to see just your vagina. Well, I am a heterosexual man. I do very much want to see it. But it's like, I would rather see the whole body. I'd rather see everything about you. It's much more interesting, and it's just much more of a personal connection in a sense.
Yeah.
So, what's the story with this?
So again, like I said, my parents are very Christian, and like I don't know a lot about like my parents like before I came along, and like a lot of what I know
as
is
it's hard
from...
to do.
Well, yeah, but like even like my parents, like you know, like some people like talk to their parents and they'll like tell you what they did in high school and like they were hanging out with their friends. Like I don't know a lot of that. Like I know more about it with my dad because my dad will be like, stories. I did this dumb shit with my like friends. Don't do this. Yeah. Kind of thing. I know like basically nothing about my mom, like at all. Fair. Because she's always like, I'm this good Christian lady, and like all this, and so I don't even remember how it came along. Oh, yeah, I don't remember how it came along, but like I heard from my cousin, who heard from her mother, so my mom's sister, that apparently when my mom was in high school, she went to a professional photographer, and got like we call them. She got nudes done for my dad. Boudoir or like straight up nudes? I have no idea. I've never seen them. I don't want to see them. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to see like because I know my mom's done a boudoir photo shoot because like she went to her cousin's wife to do them. Yeah. But she had them up there, and I was like, I don't want to fucking see those, Mom. But I have no idea. Tasteful. And she was assured they are tasteful. By your mom's sister? My mom's sister. So or your dad, because your dad's views are very different. I don't think she asked her dad. Oh, God. I don't know. Apparently my mom had them done. She showed them to my aunt, so her sister, and she apparently described them as tasteful. Fair. And so since then I have been afraid to go into my parents' room and look around for anything because I am just terrified that I'm going to come across them, and I'm like, I really don't want that to happen. Do your parents have a safe? Oh, I've discovered yes, they do. It's probably in a safe. And I go in there quite a lot to get money. Oh. I've discovered some shit in my parents' room that I wish I'd never discovered, so it's always a fun escapade. You guys have drastically different parents from me. Like, you're talking about hearing stories about your parents and their children. Mine are all stories about the fucking war. For context, I'm Vietnamese. And so, my mom's father served in the Southern Vietnamese military. So I heard a lot of stories about the war and about losing the war. Fair. So, I had a very different childhood. I heard a lot about my parents as kids, but they were never happy stories. Yeah. That was a downer. I apologize. It's not really a downer. I'm trying to think of, like, where to go off of that, because, like, you found, nudes are in the room somewhere. I don't know if I don't know if they exist still. Oh, I have no idea where they are. I'm just terrified that my dad has them or my mother has them and they have them somewhere, and I'm just like... Well... Because I was going to say, like... I go through photo books a lot because I love to look at my childhood photos because I was a dumbass kid. And, I'm the oldest, and so there's, like, way more photos of me when I was a kid. And so I'm, like, just terrified of picking one up because my mom has them very organized. And I'm like, I'm going to find these ones. And I don't want to find them. See, it fucks with me because her mom used to be my teacher. I was in elementary school. So he accidentally discovers them. He's just fucked. Yeah. Like when he told me about that, I'm like, oh, Miss Hogan, you're my teacher. Oh, computer lab. Well, like, so we went to the same school for a while up until like junior high, and then she moved. Yeah. And seventh grade. Yeah. Hey, it was my dad's fault because my dad went to jail. Oh. So. But like. So the chances that we had all started dating, because I remember when I met her through her cousin. Her cousin was like, oh yeah, her mom was a teacher at the school you went to. And I'm like, I don't remember that name.
I don't remember her. I was like, I don't know who that is. And then I met her mom, and I was like, I remember exactly who she is. And I was like, thank God I didn't do anything. I was like, was I a good kid in school? I was a great kid in school.
Maybe that's why she wasn't threatened by you at all in the house, because they were like, oh, he was...
Dude, I'm the good little Asian boy. Every fucking parent loves me because they're like, oh, rub off on my kid. Make my kid better. And it's like, ooh, that's a terrible mindset.
That's the weird thing for me is, like, I have this really staunch and, like, hard demeanor that scares people, but when parents meet me, they fucking love me, and I do not understand why, because I'm not that much different. Like, I'm not gonna just blatantly cuss and all that shit all that much. I have a fucking potty mouth, if you can't tell from this podcast, but when I'm around, it depends on whose parents. Like, if it's my friends' parents, like my close friends, I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck, I've been here for 12 years, damn. Yeah. But if it's like a girl I'm talking to's parents, meeting them for the first time, I'm like, I put more effort in, you know?
Yeah. Well, all my friends' parents I've always met in a school setting, and I'm a very good boy in school. I
can't tell you how many people I've, like, somewhat friends of mine that I've met their parents, like, at events or whatnot, and they're like, I talk to them, because I have absolutely no trouble talking to people for long periods of time once I know that it's not weird for me to, like, just start a conversation. Because with it, like, well, I have the conversation, and then by the end of it, I'll be up to leave, and they're like, man, I really wish my kids were more like you. And I'm like, no, you don't. Your kids would be dead.
Jesus.
It would be awful.
I mean, parents say that to me, and I'm like, well, I guess you just need to be harder on your kids, because...
No, my parents were so easy on me.
Again, very stereotypical Asian parents. They were incredibly hard on me.
Well, so...
And
with the stereotypical Asian parents, did they make you learn, like, an instrument or violin or anything?
No. So funny enough, I really wanted to learn instruments. I don't know how to swim, and I don't know how to play an instrument for the same reason. Both times my dad was like, nah. So my dad grew up in a fishing village in Vietnam. He swims better than a fish, basically.
Yeah.
Like, they're incredibly good swimmers. But he's like, my great uncle died in the ocean.
He's like, my son's not going to learn how to swim.
Yeah, it's like, well, he was fishing in a storm,
like that had nothing to do with swimming.
And also, he died because he was trying to save his friend's life. I feel like it's a pretty honorable way to die. Like a pretty noble way to die.
Come on, Dad, you can't just teach me how to fucking not drown.
I never learned to swim, and I didn't get to learn an instrument because my dad's like, what's the point? Go study more. And it's like, I'm already acing class, but sure. It's weird. My parents are very weird. When I was like in junior high, there was like you could take like a standardized test early. I could take the ACT?
Yeah.
They let me take it early in junior high because they're like, oh, I'll just see how you do. And he goes, what'd your brother get when he graduated? And I'm like, oh, he got like a 30 something. And he goes, oh, get a 30 like your brother. And I was like, I'm 13.
I'm fucking 13.
And he's like, but if you get it, I'll buy you a piano. And I'm like, I can't play the piano? And I'm like, you never let me learn to play the piano. I'd love a piano, but still.
I gotta learn it first.
I'm 13 now.
Well, so... Y'all are a couple.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long have y'all been dating?
Almost 3 years.
3 years in December.
Impressive. So then, like, with that, what, like, do y'all have, like, a super, like, not frivolous, but, like, do y'all have sex a lot?
Now, not as much.
Yeah. It's more the weekends.
It's kind of plateaued at this point.
At the beginning, so I'm a year older, and so that first summer of college, I had an apartment. And Katie came up a semester early because she does summer program.
Yeah.
And that summer, it was like a lot. It was like, maybe up to like 4 times on the weekend.
At that point, also,
I
don't even have the stamina for that.
Well,
Jesus
also,
Christ.
At that point, like, I was only taking, like, the program I was in only allowed me to take, like, 7 hours for free. It was for free. And so I was basically taking 2 classes.
Yeah.
And so they were super easy. I was taking gender studies and theater appreciation.
And then I was taking easiest fucking classes on campus.
And I was taking some bullshit, like, health class that everyone had to take in the program. So it was like, I have all this free time.
Yeah.
So I was over, and I was in a room at Hot's all by myself, so I basically lived at his apartment anyways, so it was like...
I had the opposite problem. I was in so many classes that summer that I was just like, I'm stressed out all the time. Katie,
help me de-stress!
Katie, I feel terrible. And then she'd be like, oh, I feel bad for you. And I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Do that.
Rubs hands together menacingly, just, yes.
Well, it's not like I have bad intentions, but it's like, yeah.
Well, y'all were a couple at that point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like, who gives a fuck?
Because It was also the fact that
we started dating my senior year of high school.
We started, but the thing was, we started dating in December, so she still had 5 months before she graduated, and I was here, and she was at home 3 or 4 hours away.
4.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how fast you drive.
That's fair.
But, I can make it in 3. But
I could do it in 2 then.
Okay, fair enough.
Jeez.
But
I can get from here to Russellville in an hour.
For the first...
That's a 2.5 hour drive.
Jeez.
Hell yeah. For the first 6 months of our relationship, we barely saw each other.
Yeah.
Because I went and visited her once in December, and that's when we started dating. I immediately had Christmas with her family, which normally sounds weird, but her cousin and I are best friends from junior high through high school.
Yeah.
And so her family had already
it's a small town though, right? They already know you.
Her grandparents invited me to Christmas before she and I ever
As
before I
my
ever knew
cousin's
her.
friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were like, "Oh, you don't celebrate Christmas? You should come celebrate Christmas with us." And I'm like, "That's
one
of
of us."
But I'm like,
one of us.
I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do that." And then we started dating. I was like, "I guess I'm gonna do that." But for 6 months, we didn't see each other. I went once over Christmas. I went once to her house for Valentine's, and then I went once, I think, spring break. Spring break, I only stopped by for a bit to say hello before I went home because I was going to Boston.
"Quote unquote" stop by.
Because I was flying out
the
next day, so I couldn't stay over or anything. And then once at the very beginning of the summer, and so for the first 6 months we didn't see each other a lot.
Yeah.
And so, when she finally was up here for the entire summer and, her parents weren't here, it was like,
you had free time.
Hey.
Yeah. I hit it hard once I got away from my
I have an apartment and my roommate plays
on a lot of things.
I was like, I love how you say you hit it hard, but you hit it hard with your boyfriend.
Well, I mean, I don't mean
because,
sex. I mean, there was a lot of things.
I was gonna say it's not like you ever really had a hoe phase, because
oh god, no.
It was just with your man.
Well, because it was like, I have an apartment. My roommate plays PUBG with his headphones on all day.
Super loud, deaf. Yeah.
Also, even when he does it, he's fucking super oblivious.
Yeah.
So it's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Oh, Katie's here? Huh." He's literally marched into my room in the morning. And he's like, "Hey, Brandon, I got a question." I'm like, hey. And he goes, "Oh, hey, Katie's here. Whatever. Hey, question." And I'm like, "Okay, get the fuck out."
Yeah.
Or actually, no, I generally wouldn't even kick him out. I'd be like,
You guys would just continue to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'd be like, let's make this quick. And I'm like, "Katie, just pull the sheets up. It's fine."
Yes.
She's sitting there like,
many
why the
times
fuck
he
is
would
this
just
happening?
bust in the room and I'd just be pantsless, but I was under the blankets and I'd just be like, "Jim, what the fuck?"
And I'm
But
like,
you were wearing a shirt?
I was wearing a shirt, yeah.
I was you were undercover.
But I was just
Exactly.
like,
So I was
literally
like-
the principle of the fact. I was like, what the hell? It's the fact that he just would bust into your room all the time.
See, that's so weird to me because I'm just so used to being naked in front of people. I literally have a sign on my door that says "clothing optional beyond this point." Because if you walk into my room and see me naked, that's your fucking fault for coming into my room unannounced.
that's fair.
Fair enough.
Because 1, I'm not gonna wear clothes. 2, I already don't like doing it. And 3, most of the people I hang out with, I'm usually naked with anyways already.
Yeah.
So it's like, why the fuck would I wear clothes?
That's
This
fair.
podcast is also a PSA to tell everyone, mind your fucking manners and knock, please.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I don't really have too much of a problem now. My mom knocks, thankfully, but she's also known that I was a wild kid for a while now, so it's like...
I'm sure your mom has seen you naked several times.
As a kid, but not anywhere
But
since puberty.
I'm sure your mom doesn't look at you and go like, "Damn, that's fucking weird." Oh, God. I wish I hadn't brought that up.
Well, because, obviously my parents have seen me naked because I am their child and they had to dress me and, bathe me and shit. But the last time I can remember either one of my parents actively seeing me naked was when we went camping once and I got ticks all over my penis.
Oh, no.
And my dad had to fucking sit there and pick them off with tweezers. And it was the most painful thing I'd ever done at that point. And I was 8. I was 7 or 8. No, wait, hold up. This was in Cub Scouts, so I would have been closer to 10, 11. It was pre-puberty, but I was still old enough to be like, I don't like this. This sucks. But also, I was a fucking weird kid and couldn't do it myself.
That's fair.
But, outside of that, they've never walked in on me masturbating. They've never walked in on me having sex. I'm sure they've heard it. I can't, there's no way in hell, my house was thin walls, and I'm a very out there person.
You live by the living room.
Yeah. So, But, like, I don't allow, like, one, I hate my dad at this point, but, like, for my mom, I don't allow her to follow my Snapchat.
Okay.
She's blocked on Instagram.
Okay.
And I don't post anything to Facebook. So, like, what is she gonna see? Because, like, I post my nudes on Snapchat. I post my nudes on Instagram. Like, I'm not gonna let my family, like, direct family follow me because I don't want to have that conversation at Thanksgiving. You know?
That's fair.
That's a good point.
I know. My Snapchat is my safe place, which I don't post anything in like, but, like, even cussing or anything like that, my family would absolutely roast my ass for.
It's so weird.
So, like, I'm like, Snapchat is my safe place. Everybody fuck off.
See, like, and that's my thing is, like, I don't do it often, but every once in a while I'm, like, bored. So I'll just post a nude on my story because, like, I can't get, like, you can't say shit. Right. It's my story. You're the one following me. But enough. Now I've started an OnlyFans, so it's, like, I kind of just put more shit on there at this point.
How's that going, by the way? Is it lucrative?
Not really. Like, I just started really putting effort into it, and I just bought a new camera. I can't wait to get it in. But I'm kind of also means better nudes in general for everyone. But I'm waiting for it to kind of pop off a little bit more. I only have 9 followers right now. But, like, in total, since I've made it, I've made $106. Okay. So, like, not awful. My accounts it's only a $6 account. Like, you only have to pay $6 a month to see it. Mm-hmm. Just because I feel like that's a super fair price.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a huge amount with it right now because I do work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Outside of that, yeah, I hate it, which is why I'm working on trying to get other means, like my photography and OnlyFans and sex work and everything started up so that I can get that happening. Because, like, my goal was to graduate this semester and then move somewhere and be a stripper for a year and a half and make just a fucking shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Why specifically a year and a half?
I don't know, because I just feel like I'd get bored after that point. I'm not good at staying with shit for a long time.
Okay, fair.
Because I have connections in the stripper world that I can go work at literally any fucking place and they'd be able to help me get a job. Plus, with that, I would only really be working nights. So during the day, I can make OnlyFans content and really put shit into there. And then 2, I could also work on getting my photography really going and maybe getting a job in theater or film.
Where would you want to go?
Like, settling down?
No, I mean, like, if you wanted to be a stripper for a year and a half, like, where
would you go? I don't
know
where the good places are because I'm a dude with a penis, and finding strip clubs that do that are hard because, one, they're either just gay. Okay. They're gay bars, which nothing wrong with that.
But you're looking for both.
Yeah, like, because I have no problem stripping for men. I do it quite often because they're the easiest people to give you money.
But if you're going to do it, you want to do it
I would prefer to take my dick out for older women.
Okay, fair.
Preferably younger women, but I know those MILFs really fucking want a young... Because, like, I am a young, twink-looking man. I am what they wish that they had in, like, their younger years.
Also never been to a strip club, so...
Fair.
No, I joke about it all the time.
Well, the thing... Joke about what?
Going to the strip club, because there's that...
we can go.
There's the Mexican restaurant that's next to the one...
Yeah, Cabaret's not great.
But, like, every time we go, I know it as the Mexican restaurant that's next to the strip club.
If y'all want to go, I can take you to Hots. I know, I went to high school with a lot of girls that work there, and it's so much fun.
Oh my god.
Is that not awkward?
No, it's great. I get to pay them for what I've wanted to do since high school.
Did you get along in high school?
No.
See, I could, like, even if every girl I hated in high school started working at a strip club, I could never go there because I still hated them. It doesn't matter if they're nude. It's still, like... God, just everything about you pisses me off.
It's just great, because, like, I get to pay money to see them naked, and it's what I've always... Well, not the money part, but it's what I've always wanted to do.
I guess it was one of those things where when I was in high school, I was like, God, you're such a bitch. I don't want to see you, period.
Fair.
I come from Batesville, Arkansas. There's no way that would happen.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is, like, we're in Arkansas. So, one, all of the strip clubs in the general vicinity of Northwest Arkansas in total are strictly women, have zero interest in having, like, even just a guy's night, which I feel like would make them so much money, but I know the owners of these clubs, and they're awful people.
I'm surprised that they don't have anything like that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, I get it, it's Arkansas, but, like, Fayetteville is drastically different from the rest of Arkansas.
And that's why, like, I would love to open up a strip club.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because I have the perfect name for it.
Oh, I'm so curious.
It's just Taffy's Spot.
Okay, that's fair.
Or, like, the name of my podcast is Twisting It with Taffy. So, like, I could do, like, it could be called the Taffy Puller or something, because it's penises. It'd be great.
Great nickname.
Yeah.
Wait, so earlier you were talking about your freshman year. Did you still go by Taffy then? Or when did you pick up the nickname?
So I got the nickname in my junior year of high school. It was the summer of my junior year. So I got it at a Young Life camp, which I don't know if you know what Young Life is.
No idea.
It's church for kids who don't like church.
Pass.
It was great. Because I am a very anti-religious person. So,
I didn't even grow up Christian. So
yeah.
Extra pass.
I did. I have been to church camp.
Well, so like with it, it's like, it was a place for me to get together with friends that I didn't get to see very often and hang out. And then like, they would talk about Jesus and whatnot, but they wouldn't talk about him like in the normal Christian way. It was like, this, like, just believing in something does so much for you. Like, it's so great. It was more of a spiritual thing than, like, religious in general.
I'm just not religious. I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm very anti-religion in general.
Yeah,
like, all religions are
like,
dumb.
Believing in something is nice.
But
I just can't do it.
Yeah. So, with it, like, I went to church camp, and it was in Colorado, which is fucking amazing. But, so, like, I dance, and I'm, like, super flexible.
I would go to church camp just to go to Colorado.
That's what I said.
Okay. There we go.
And we, like, I did a dance competition or something like that, and some of the girls there were like, ooh, he's bendy like Taffy, or something like that, and they just called me that for the rest of the weekend, and I was like, I like that nickname. So I came back to high school, and I was like, guys, like, I got this new nickname, why don't you call me that? And they're like, fuck you, dude, we've known you for like 12 years, get the fuck out of here, bitch. I know.
That's a solid nickname, though. My nickname in high school was, like, not cool.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so then with that, we got, I got to college, and I was like, no, I really want to go by this nickname. So I just introduced myself as it, and now I literally do not say my other name, because as soon as I graduate and I'm done with college, I'm getting my name legally changed.
Hell yeah.
Because it's free. It costs money for people with money, but I don't have money, so it's free.
Cool.
Love it.
Hey, at least you went to college and actually changed your name. Because, like, my real name is Catherine.
Yeah.
And so my dad literally told me one time that he's like, I wanted to nickname you Rin. Because, like, my nickname is Katie.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes so much more sense.
Rin's
like,
so much better.
Well, because, like, the end of, like, Catherine, I spell it Kathryn. So it'd be, like, RYN, like, the end of my name.
Yeah.
Instead of Katie, which you pull out of the fucking ether.
That would also make way more sense, though.
Exactly. And I was like, why didn't you speak up? And so I tried to get people to call me that, and then I was just like...
Well, so here's the thing with a nickname. There is fucking nothing stopping you from having people call you by that name. Because literally the only thing stopping you is them not wanting to do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, you just keep badgering them until it gets annoying and they start doing it. Because I've had to do that with my department chair. He's like, I refuse to call you that. I'm like, it's what I prefer to go by. Because, like... You're not going to dead name a trans person. To me, it's the same fucking thing.
Fair.
In general. Because, like, it's not so much a nickname as who I feel like I am.
Now. Yeah.
Because, like, nobody knows my actual name outside of people who've known me from high school, related to family, or I've slept with.
I do.
Then don't fucking say it, because I'll have to cut that out of the podcast.
There was once or twice where I was going to ask, and I was like, how do I guess I would just say your real name.
Wait, where did you find out?
I don't know. Someone told me, I'm sure.
Oh, fair. A lot of people like to do that. I'm like, that's just a dick move. Like, you know, I want to be called Taffy, and I have people call me Taffy. It's just fucking Taffy.
I just think Taffy's a better name.
Yeah, me too. My mom is, I told her that I'm changing my name as soon as I graduate. She's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm like, you're not going to stop me. And she's like, well, I'm still calling you by the other name. And I'm like, okay, cool, but it'll legally be Taffy.
I also like that your name is Taffy, because then I make a bunch of long names for you. Like, as if Taffy was short for your actual
name.
Well,
that's the other thing, is I want Taffy...
My favorite is Taffleton.
See, that's the thing. I want my nickname to still be Taffy, so I'm legally changing it to Taffington.
Hell yes! I love that.
I'm trying to think of a good, unnecessary middle name, because right now I'm kind of, like, stuck on Taffington Ebediah Kavanaugh. Because I think that's just so British and stupid for no fucking reason.
Ebediah? Does that sound British?
It sounds that or Amish, which is the same thing. It's not, but you know. But so
okay.
Kind of going. Do y'all have any other questions you're curious about in the realm? Because you never asked one.
I don't know. I feel like I had something when we listened to your first one, but I don't remember what it was because I have an awful memory.
Because, like I said, I'm super open about everything. But, like...
I'm just a sponge and just take everything in and just, like, just observe.
Well, so... Because the question I have is, like, we talked a lot about y'all's sex lives with each other. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, it's super interesting because I could never fucking do that. That's so wild. Being with one person and that just one and done, that's impressive,
I
sir.
haven't even kissed anyone other than this guy, so...
Which is super funny. It's hilarious to me because she's
Wait,
like...
so is he also the only person you've been with?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've barely even held hands with a guy other than him.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, literally we were listening to your first podcast and we would stop and we would like talk and converse and everything. And like I literally said the phrase, I put all my eggs in the basket, and I was like, I hate that, but it's true.
But like, it's totally cool that happened for y'all.
Yeah.
It's just fucking something I could never think of doing.
I just think it's funny because she's had like 4 or something odd boyfriends before me, but they never did anything.
No.
I've had one
I
odd
held
boyfriend
hands with
in my
one
life.
guy.
I kissed my first girl at 13, and it was not great. But
I
kissed
was
my
like the
first girl at
definition.
14, and we're best friends still.
I was just the definition of the most awkward girl. Like, super uncool, nerdy, like, just the worst.
Everyone thought I was gay, so I didn't get my first girlfriend until like junior high, and then I didn't get a girlfriend until freshman year of college because every girl in my school either thought I was gay or they're like, oh, Brandon's just like everyone's best friend, and it's like, oh, no.
God damn it. Well, so like with me, I don't date super often because dating for me is at a much higher like importance than sleeping around. Like,
yeah,
my viewpoint is I'll fucking sleep with almost anybody,
right?
Because I just want to know. I just want to know how it is. I want to know what you look like under all those clothes. I want to just see, and if it works out, cool. But when it's dating, I'm fucking dating for the long term. I'm not trying to be in and out of relationships all the fucking time. But also, my viewpoints are very weird, so it's hard to find people that I can legitimately date. Because, like, right now, I just got a girlfriend. I just started dating somebody. But the best thing about it, and the only reason I was able to, like, make the commitment is because we're in an open relationship. I cannot do monogamy.
I think that was the question.
Yeah. There's no fucking way for me to do monogamy just because it's not my... I just, like... I don't care how much I care about somebody. Like, I can't really talk about this girlfriend all that much because we just started dating last week, like, officially.
Yeah.
But my previous, like, legitimate girlfriend from that, like, loved her with all of my heart.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to sleep with fucking everybody. Yeah, like, because my thing is I love having sex with my current girlfriend as an individual, but there's still other people out there I want to experience. And it's not that she doesn't satisfy me, because, like, that, like, I wouldn't have sex with her if she didn't. Like, right. I'm not the type of person to continuously go back to somebody just for the hell of it. Like, I'm a firm believer in the first time is just getting to know someone. The second time is where you put your effort in. And then if it's not great from then you tried and you can keep going from there. I like to try to sleep with somebody twice at the minimum. But if it's going back more than that, it's because I like it.
That's a pretty solid plan, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like that method.
Because, like, the first time is usually, like, most of the time I'm either meeting them from Tinder or meeting them at the bar, and it's just like, I don't know where to go from this. And then the second time you're like, okay, so I know it's all here. What do we want to try this time, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not opposed to the idea. It's just, I don't think I don't know. It just doesn't work out, I guess, for me.
See, yeah, and like...
I'm not that popular in general. First off. Well, and then second off, my self-confidence is like...
So, the thing with it, and I get...
If you had a bucket, it'd be like if the bucket had a hole in the bottom.
God damn it. It's a useful tool, but you just can't use it right. So, like, and I get that for a large amount of portion of people, especially in this area. But my thing with it is it's all about being open in conversation, talking about it with your significant other, and whatnot. Because, like, me and my girlfriend now, we went out on the date that where technically she asked me out because she got to it first. Because I planned the date and I had everything, but she bought me a thank you gift for, like, planning it and being so sweet and nice to her, which was cute as hell. And then she wrote a card, and she was like, at the very end, it was like, so this is my elaborate way of being like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And I was like, God fucking damn it! I had a plan for the end of the night.
What was the plan?
It was a long, elaborate. I was gonna ask her to like officially be my girlfriend at dinner, but like most of the shit didn't end up happening that I planned, which is great because I forgot that we were in a pandemic and everything. Because like I was gonna take her to Crystal Bridges because they have they're open, but you have to reserve a time slot. You can't just show up, and I found that out. They don't tell you anywhere about that, and I was just like, I was like, what the fuck? I wanted to go see the Ansel Adams exhibit because that's great. Because then I can do that and be a nerd and just talk about all my favorite shit about photography with her, and she'll be like, oh, that's so cute. But no, I walked there like, do you have a reserved ticket? I'm like, I came here to get one, like, because you have to go up to the front to buy a ticket for the exhibit, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting one, and he was like, no, you have to like have a ticket to enter the museum.
Like even the permanent collection?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You have to reserve a time slot.
Fuck that shit.
And I was just like,
God damn it.
Cool, that's fucking gay. So bye.
So you got all the way there too.
Yeah, we went there. So then we went to the Momentary, which was the second plan, but the bar wasn't open till 5. They were open, but not till 5. Oh. So then we went to the Momentary, did that. And then we were like, all the drinks in Bentonville are expensive, so we just went and got shit-faced on Dixon Street, and it was so great and cute. Yeah. But while we were drinking there, like, we were having conversations about, like, the hot bartenders and, like, because, like, she really supports my goal of me getting to 100 people.
Hell yeah.
Which is great. But I was also, like, because there was the bartender or the bouncer, I don't know what her technical title is, at the Vault, is just the most beautiful woman I have seen in a long time. This woman just fucking radiates, like,
How tall is she?
My height, so about 6 foot.
Okay.
Like, perfect dark skin, like, tan skin, just so much, like, y'all need to, you're not 21, but, like, just walk by and go look at her, because they'll just be like, 90 is a week.
Give me literally, like, a week and a few days.
Yeah.
Literally next week.
I will take y'all to the Vault then. When you turn 21, we're going to the Vault so you can both see.
Next Thursday.
Okay, cool. I don't have plans. So
I have plans on my birthday.
Well, whenever you have free time, let me know so I can buy you your 21st shot or drink or whatever. Because I also want to hang out with y'all again. But, so I was talking and I was like, I looked over at her and I was like, you know what I think would be really great? To watch you get fucked by her. And she was like, yeah, I would like that too. And I was like, but both of us were like, this girl's too pretty for us to talk to. And it's just like me being afraid to do that with my girlfriend. It's just like,
it says a lot.
Yeah. But also, like, my other thing with it is I feel really weird hitting on girls at their place of business.
Okay.
Because it's inappropriate.
Fair.
Yeah. They're just trying to do their job.
Like, it's not, like, they can't help that they're fucking hot. Right. They can't help that. I'm sure they get it from every dude that walks in there just about, especially the older guys, because they're awful.
At that point, anybody who does hit on them at work is immediately like, no, I get this shit so often.
Well, so the thing is like, it's different if they, like, actually flirt with you back.
Yeah.
But then there's also the point of I can't read fucking hints, so I don't know half the time, which hopefully she can help with. But, like, we talked to her a little bit, and she, like, kept coming back to our table to just, like, talk and whatnot, and that was nice. But we were like, we don't know yet. So, like, we just didn't try it. But my thing with it is, like, if I see a girl at, like, her place of work that I think is really cute, I'll leave a good tip, and then I'll leave my phone number and be like, hey, I think you're cute. Text me.
Yeah.
On the tip, because that's how you should do it. You leave it up to them to decide. It never fucking happens. But, like, I don't feel like a douche that way. You know, I'm not like, hey, pretty girl, like, come over here. I'm like, no. Let me just...
It's perfectly okay to reject me.
It's like, hey, here's some money. Text me if you like me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, no, I get that. It's not that, like, I'm opposed. It's just...
monogamy?
It's not going to happen. Or, no, to polyamory?
So...
Polygamy. There we go. Fuck.
No, polygamy is way different. Polyamory is the right one. Polygamy is having multiple wives.
Shit. Yeah. Polyamory. I'm not opposed. It's just like... I guess it's never.
You heard it here. Brandon's into polyamory.
I mean, no. It's not like I'm opposed to the idea. It's just like it's never come up.
I mean, I guess like to go off that though too. I like that like our relationship. We're very open. I'm bisexual.
Yeah.
So like I find women very hot.
Which I
oh my god, an art girl being bisexual?
What?
Which I found out by accident.
Yeah.
Wait, how'd you find out by accident?
Because we were hanging out in her hometown and we went and saw her best friend, and they did the thing they do, you know, where like they freak out, even though they've seen.
Oh yeah, the girl freak out. Like, oh my god!
Even though
it's not that loud.
Even though they saw each other like a couple of days ago, and I said as a joke, I'm like, "Oh, you two are so cute together," and she goes, "I would never." She's like, "I would never sleep with Molly. I would never be in a relationship with Molly." And I'm like, "Why?" And she goes, "Because it would." She's like, "What if it ruined our friendship?" And I was like, "Is that the only reason?" And she goes, "Yeah," and I'm like.
Oh,
so
okay.
Goodbye. And
that's
she goes,
so
like,
cute.
You think it's I meant to tell her for a long time?
And she
I'm
goes,
like, how do you just bring that up in conversation?
I can't tell you how fucking cute that is. That is so adorable.
Yeah, she was like,
wait, what?
I've been meaning
just
to
how he
that.
found out that you were bisexual.
Yeah.
That is so fucking adorable.
I thought it was
not
so
even
funny.
like, hey, I need to let you know that I am into women. It's like, no, I wouldn't sleep with my friend because it would ruin our relationship.
Yeah, and
he's like, oh, so she's bisexual.
Yeah,
like,
but that's something I really.
That's
That's just what I like about ours, because we'll be sitting somewhere and we'll be like, yeah, that girl's hot, cool.
Well,
that's why
we can like talk about girls together.
That's the great thing about my girlfriend is she's not necessarily bisexual. She's still exploring it because she never really had the chance. She went to a private Christian school, didn't have the ability.
Yeah.
But like also she didn't want to get with like. Most dudes that she would talk to were not over that. I'm a very weird individual, and I'm totally cool with that. I'm like, hell yeah, go sleep with women. Do it. Find out if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Like, go date a girl.
I've
she also has a very interesting aesthetic to women, which is interesting.
I've never been with a girl. Never done that. But my prom night, my senior year, I had some friends that walked in, and I was like, shit, holy fuck. And I was like, okay, well,
Katie thinks I joke about it, but literally a lot of times I'll be like, I'm not offended if you're like, hey, I've never dated a girl. I'm curious. I'd be like, okay, yeah.
Do it.
Do it. I was like, I mean, if you want, do it. Come back and tell me how it was. And if you're not into it, we can just keep going.
Well, because the other thing with it is, like, the way you phrase that, you don't have to, like, it seems like you're talking about your relationship ending.
Doesn't necessarily have to.
That's not how it has to, because you're like, you can go do it, come back. It's not like she ever has to leave in the first place.
There was one instance where, we had a class together that first summer, and there was one girl where we were both like, man, I am so into her. And I was like,
She's in the art department too.
I was like, if you...
Tell me after the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, if you do, I was like, I would not be offended.
So, and then, like, with that, it's one of those things where it's just about communication and finding what you're comfortable with. 2, I wanted to get more into, like, the specifics of polyamory versus an open relationship and polygamy. Polygamy is, one, technically illegal in most states, as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong. I'm not a sex expert.
I have no idea.
But so polygamy is where you have multiple wives, and then there's a term for having multiple husbands, I think. And it's mostly done in very religious sects, SECTs. Polyamory is... In general, there's no straight up definition. It's kind of the umbrella term for all of it, but most people like to like pinpoint it to. It's like when you hear of a throuple, like 3 people all dating each other. Yeah. That's polyamory, or people dating each other and also dating other people, but those not being connected. Yeah. That's polyamory.
This is gonna make me sound like a huge fucking nerd. The only reason I know that is because it's like, oh yeah, that's what the Latin means.
Well, yeah, but like also, you know, most words, if you just look at the Latin of it, it tells you what it fucking means.
I fucked up. It's Greek.
Either way, they're both old.
I sound
also,
like such
polygamy, not legal in any of the 50 states. Google it.
Just Google
okay, so she Googled it.
I was really curious,
and
sorry.
So it's not legal?
It's not legal in any of the 50 states.
Okay.
Katie used to joke
There was a Supreme Court decision about it in like 1800s.
Katie used to joke about the 2 of us and my best friend Jim, who's also my roommate now, being a throuple.
We called ourselves a throuple like that whole summer.
But it was funny. But also, her and his girlfriend both say, yeah, I just expect you two to fuck at some point. And I'm like, neither of us are gay. And they're like, yeah, we don't care.
I think you guys could be gay for each other, though.
Literally, Katie's like, oh, you know, If you cheat on me with Jim, I'd kind of get it.
But what if she wanted to watch it happen?
Oh God, no! I don't want to see that. See, Jim is too much. Like, I've never had an older brother.
Yeah.
And Jim, like, I've never had a friend that was like so much like my older brother, and that is Jim to me. Like, he messes with me, and we argue like he's my older brother.
See, I like
and
the
I
idea
don't want to
of
see that.
risk. I don't like the idea of actually people actually watching. I like the idea of risk.
Yeah. So, and then with it, like, an open relationship is a lot less hardcore in a sense. Like, me and my girlfriend have a open relationship specifically because it's more so where you're dating two people, but you can see and like sleep with other people, but not so much date.
But it's not like a series.
Yeah, because my girlfriend isn't comfortable with me dating other people. That's like cool. I'd be totally fine. I mean, I don't really know at this point. Like, I wouldn't really care all that much because my thing is what's the word? My way I describe it is I want someone to be an anchor while my boat floats in the ocean, you know? Like, it kind of sways back and forth, but I have one thing tethering me to a solid spot.
That's
like,
a really cute analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my rock is like what I'm looking for, but I still want to fuck every person that I meet, you know? And like, I'm also not the type of person that's really interested in dating multiple people. Because, like, that's just a lot of work. But even then, like, I'm just a really romantic person to begin with. Like, my natural romanticism blows most dudes out of the water. And I'm just like, I'm not even trying. Like, why is this so hard for guys? But with it, it's like, I wouldn't be against it because I know that I could have the conversations with the people to do it. But I want to have, like, a friends with benefits. I want to have, like, strong relationships with people, but I don't want to be like, hey, these are my girlfriends, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I want to be